My name is Mr. Arnapol, and today I'm going to be introducing you to dosage calculations using dimensional analysis. It's important for you to remember that we use the metric system for most every type of dosage calculation, and we convert things like the household system to metric because it's much easier to ensure accurate dosing. So let's get started with a practice question. The idea for calculations, first off, is when you do them, you need to make sure you have another nurse ensure your accuracy. If you have to do the calculation, you need to make sure that it is accurate, and the best way to do that is to have a second person check that. With dimensional analysis, I'm going to give you a simple example first. So we have an order for 40 milligrams. What you have available is 20 milligrams per 1 mil. How many milliliters do you need to give to fulfill this order? These earlier questions, I'm going to just jump right into it, but with dimensional analysis, what you do is you say, on the left side of your equation, you need X. So I have X mLs, which you can see right here. The question is how many mLs? How many mLs? So I'm going to say X mLs equals whatever this suffix is, the mLs needs to match what's in the equation. The only thing I have here is 20 milligrams per 1 ml. So I will take this 1 ml, put it over 20 milligrams, and then I need to multiply it by whatever I have available in the equation to cancel out these suffixes. So I have a milligram here and a milligram here. By bringing that across, I can cancel both milligrams. The only thing I have left is the milliliters up here, which tells me it's okay now to multiply and divide across. That will give me X equals 2 milliliters, and then I'll always circle it with a nice little red cloud to make it easier for you. Another example, order of Augmentin 500 milligrams PO daily. The drug is available in 250 milligram tablets. How many tablets will the nurse administer? Place an X and the unit of measure on the left. On the right side, place the available information that relates to that form. So again, we said how many tablets? We need X tablet. And what we have up here is 250 milligram tablets. So one tablet of 250. Complete the problem with the information. So I need to be able to cancel out that milligrams by bringing across that Augmentin milligram. That allows me to cancel everything out. Once I do that, I see there's nothing left on the right side of the equation but that tablet. So that allows me to answer the question by multiplying across and dividing. And once again, that would be 2 tablets and a nice little red cloud. Another example, 100 milligrams of Tylenol PO. Available as 25 milligram tablets. How many tabs will you administer? Well, I have X tabs on the left, like we said, how many tabs? To match it, I need something that says tab here, 25 milligram tablets. So I say 1 tab over 25 milligrams. What is in the equation that matches that milligram? Well, that would be that 100 milligrams of Tylenol. I can cancel that out. The only thing left is tablets. So I cross multiply. I get 100 tabs divided by 25 gives me X equals 4 tabs. That's how that works when you're going through these, and we're going to do some more. Now, with the metric system, you have to understand the idea of conversions going from gram to milligram. You have all these big formulas for moving to gram to microgram, microgram to milligram. So 1 milligram is equal to 1,000 micrograms. 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. You need to be able to use these as a conversion and practice doing these. And you will have plenty of practice as you go through this. This is the number line showing grams and liters, which is what you'll be using in dosage calculations, and how they go across and how much bigger and smaller these numbers are. Another set of conversions for you to look at as well. Metric specifics. So when you say gram, you're looking for the G or GM. Liters is L, or hopefully uppercase L. And with milliliters, we have M capital L, and do not use CC. It is no longer accepted. And these are just some more specifics related to it. Do not use trailing zeros. 5.0 is actually 5. 1.4 is the correct answer, not 1.40. 0.9 is the correct answer. If you write on the exam 0.90 and the answer is 0.9, it is considered wrong and it will not give you credit for it. Same with 1.4 or whatever it is. You have to know how to use trailing zeros appropriately, and you should not be doing them. If it was 5.10, the answer would be 5.1. And always use a zero in front for numbers smaller than 1. So if it's half of a mil, 0.5, that would be when you'd want to use that zero. So let's convert between measures. So 1,000 milligrams, you see how this is gold? Whenever I make these PowerPoints, these gold things are things you just need to know. They're your conversion factors. So 1,000 milligrams is 1 gram. My question is, 300 milligrams equals how many grams? You can see this is light blue. This is usually when I do my color coding to make it easier for you to follow along. The question is, how many grams? So X grams. Use this for all dimensional analysis. Let's go one step at a time. What do I have up here that matches grams? That conversion factor, 1,000 milligrams, 1 gram. So I will put that in. X grams equals 1 gram over 1,000 milligrams. Now what do I have up here that matches the milligrams so I can cancel this out? It's that 300 milligrams. I will cancel that out at that point. Now all I have left is grams here and grams here. Nothing else is left up here, which means I know I'm done converting. I'm done everything I need to do, so I will multiply across and divide. 0.3 grams would be the answer on this one. And again, happy little red circle will get us moving. We have lots of units of household measure. Again, these are considered inaccurate, but you need to be able to convert through them. Moving them pounds to kilograms and milliliters and volume and length. We need to be able to convert these. This is one of those ones where you just need to recognize it. You know, 1 ounce is 30 mils. If somebody says they have a medication with an 8-ounce bottle, you need to understand how to convert that. Just recognize that 1 ounce is 30 mils, and you should be able to convert based on that. And you'll see equations on this in just a moment. These are the most common metric equivalencies and conversions you just need to know. So convert these to memory. For example, cup is the denominator and we have 2.5 cups. 2.5 cups equals how many mils? So I need to know how many mils, so on the left side of the equation, X mLs. So what do I have up here that equals mLs? Well, all I have is cups, which means I have to know the conversion factor of 1 cup is equal to 240 mils. So I have that mil here and mil here, so I need to cancel these cups out. What do I have up here? 2.5 cups. So I multiply that across, giving me my 2.5 cups. And since I don't have anything else with that, putting a 1 underneath it doesn't do anything but makes it a whole number. I'll cancel this out. There's nothing left on the right side except milliliters at this point, which means I know, again, multiply across, set it up to 600 mils. That right there is mils, and I was looking for mils. So that tells me I'm done. Happy little red crown of 600 mils, and I'm done. Move on to the next question. Order. Augmentin 500 milligrams PO elixir daily. Available is 250 milligrams per teaspoon. How many mils will you administer? Okay. I have to know how many mils are in a teaspoon to be able to do this. So we'll start with mils. What do I have up there? Well, there's really nothing up there to convert, so I have to do the conversion. 5 mils is equal to 1 teaspoon. What do I have up here available that deals with a teaspoon? Well, there's that availability. So I want to put that teaspoon right there. So once I put that there, which is that 1 teaspoon per 250 milligrams, I can cancel the teaspoons out. But now I still have milligrams, and all I'm looking for is this milliliter. So I need to be able to cancel this out. What do I have up here that deals with milligrams? Well, that would be the actual order of 500 milligrams. You can kind of see where this is green. I'm attaching it here, and this is going here to allow me to cancel the milligrams out. I've now canceled milligrams out. Once I cancel everything out, you see that all I have on the right side is milliliters. That's what I was looking for on the left side. So I am done putting conversions and parts of the problem in. I can multiply across and divide to give me a total of 10 mLs. The order states Cantrex 200 milligrams. Cantrex is available at 0.5 grams per 2 mLs. How many milliliters will you administer? Again, same idea, X mLs, that's what I need. So I'm going to say, what's up here that deals with milliliters? Well, it's that 0.5 grams per 2 mils. So I'll put the 2 mils on top, add the 0.5 grams on the bottom. Now what do I do with this grams? I don't have anything up here that deals with grams, but I have milligrams. So that tells me I need to convert this grams to milligrams. There's your gold conversion. Take the gram. 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. So I will cancel the grams out, but I still have milligrams on the bottom. So I have to come up here and take out that 200 milligrams, converting it across, canceling it out. All at one. Now that I've done all that, I can see that everything I have is canceled but the mils, which tells me I'm ready to multiply across and divide. 400 over 500, 0.8 mLs. Gives us a happy little cloud. Let's move on to this. It's the same idea. This is just giving you an idea of how we can ask you some of these questions, and instead of just writing everything out, we can give you the actual label for these. So, atropine, 1 milligram IV push now, and available 0.5 milligrams per mil. So I need to know how many mils to give. Once again, X mLs. So what do I have up here for mils? Available 0.4 milligrams per milliliter. 1 mil over 0.4 milligrams. So I need to be able to cancel out the milligrams. I've got it right there. Still in the equation. Cancel out the milligrams. Nothing's left on the right side but milliliters. So I can go ahead and multiply and divide. 2.5 mils. So now I'm going to convert again. Dimensional analysis is how we're going to do every type of question. So I'm giving you plenty of practice with different types so you can convert. You're going to need to know how to convert weight pounds to kilograms, because as you go forward, this is just going to be one of your multiple steps. But I've just asked you right now to convert 120 pounds to kilograms. So I need X kilograms. There's nothing up there to convert, but I have to just know that 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. There's my kilogram, and there's my kilogram, right next to each other. So now I need to, now what do I have up here with pounds? It's 120 pounds. So I'm going to cancel the pounds out by putting the 120 pounds up there. All I have left is kilograms. 120 over 2.2 is 54.5 kilograms. You'll also need to calculate your intake and output. This is going to be based on, as you can see here, there's urinary output, there's fluid intake, and you'll need to be able to measure through. So if you have something that's 8 fluid ounces in a cup, in a fluid intake, or a cup of juice, and they have 8 fluid ounces, you'll need to be able to convert that into your milliliters so you can actually take that correctly in intake. So you'll just need to start practicing your intake and output. There are questions that can be based on those. Something else to look at quickly is military time. You just need to know how to do this because your questions can come out with military time. So if I say it is 1600, you need to recognize that means 4 p.m. If I say it's 2130, that means it's 9:30 p.m. But if you also notice, there's no colon there, so you need to just kind of practice these. They'll go pretty quickly once you start practicing them. These are the rounding rules. You will have these above all of your questions, so don't get lost in trying to memorize these things, but you will have to read them every time. If you don't read them and you don't follow the rules of trailing zeros, wholes, decimals, units, and measures, you will be marked off. Even if the math is right and you don't follow the instructions, you haven't followed the instructions, which means you lose the point. So always read your question. Only write the unit of measure if it's a handwritten exam. Most of your exams should be on the computer. So that unit of measure, if it's supposed to be milligrams or milliliters, it's already typed off to the side. Do not write it in. If the answer is 2 and you write 2 milliliters, it's wrong and you won't be given credit because you didn't follow the instructions. Read your rounding rules every question. Make sure you practice these. There's Pinterest and you have your textbook dealing with math questions. Always do that. Always continue to practice this because you don't want to lose these points. These become something that you just have to know how to do, and some people actually find them to be the easiest part of nursing exams once they practice them enough because it's black and white. It's a math question. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned a lot.